Come to both sides of the United States, it's different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Different lifestyle, you know. When I remember one time I got into a debate with somebody out west because I was saying we have gangster rappers too. Our gangster rappers is soft. I would say, why you say that? Because y'all ain't living like we living. And that's the way they felt.
Shout out to my man Glasses. Shout out to Glasses Malone. He had a very good point. He said East Coast is hip hop culture. West Coast is gang culture. Like, y'all are hip hop first, and then whatever comes after that comes
but
after
that's
that.
not true.
But it's not true.
I'm giving no.
I get it. But historically, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's not.
He just said it was gangs before hip hop. How many gangs? He said it was gangs before hip hop.
Hold on.
No, I'm not saying this.
No, I know you're not. But
I'm just saying.
To refute that, and I hear where y'all are coming from, and I even agree to an extent, but gang culture out there is all-encompassing and it's first. I don't believe
because it's allowed.
Whatever the
it's
reason,
allowed.
I'm not here.
I'm just saying we live in a money city, bro.
Right.
Look out there, y'all want to paint your whole hood red? Go ahead. We don't care. Try that shit in New York.
Yeah, you can't do it.
It's the
You
money
gotta pay
city.
for the permit.
Yeah, you just can't
just can't do it in New York. It's the money city. They not letting that fly.
They kept it over there.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but you can't.
You had some that learned how to balance it, but they kept it separate.
Yeah, but
Right.
Jay-Z, Diddy, the more successful hip hop dudes from the East Coast aren't having meetings in the projects anymore either. You dig
And
what I
they're
mean?
still the most successful gangsters.
Right.
The most successful gangsters are the dudes that's sitting in corporate. I sit across them all the time, and they are more ruthless than any dudes I've ever seen in the street. They make decisions that could take a whole lot of people out, you know, and they do it like that.
Put it this way, let me put it to you like this, and I'm not talking about within hip-hop culture. I'm going to give you a sample of entertainment culture. This is what I learned. There's a lot of people that was incarcerated that grew up amongst entertainers, but they was living that life in the streets.
Right.
What some of them did, looking out. When they came home, I want you to take this record, put it up on your arm. I want you to go and see you can get this record played by a DJ. See you can get this record player. They introduced the people who was coming out of jail or who was coming off the street to lead into. Now, they're gonna look at it this way. Some of the most successful business people are street cats.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me get into this, let me see how I can work it. And then they start working their mind. Before you know it, they start working their mind, say, oh, I can do this. And they establish, because some of the biggest thugs start becoming record owners. They established a business.
The drug dealers used to think when I was growing up, rapping was corny.
Yeah.
Until they figured out that they wanted to get some of the
make money.
fame like the rappers was getting,
Of course.
and then they could bust a rhyme.
When did it start being
exactly.
corny, though?
But rap
When
was,
rappers became the new drug
exactly
dealers.
when the
year?
rappers was stealing the light. I would say about
Early 80s, mid to
it was later
way-
than that.
way
It was
later.
Later than that?
Yeah, way
I
later.
say
It was
me,
in the 90s.
98?
It was
Wait,
90s.
hold on. Did it
No,
start with Cool G?
No, I don't think
Are
so.
you sure? Give that some thought.
No.
Who?
Jay-Z.
Before that.
Thank you.
I
was going to say the
I would say before that, the
mid-90s.
paid in full era.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to
The
say
paid in full era.
Now, after
The paid in full era. That's when rappers were dressing like drug dealers, had the cars that drug dealers had, was going up and getting the custom-made gear that drug dealers got, but they didn't have to sell drugs, and now they got more fame than drug dealers.
Right. No, but
So
now that the drug dealers want to become rappers.
When the rappers weren't going to jail and they were still wearing the same clothes, driving the same car, and getting all the same chicks.
They were like Slick Rick and them, man.
The paid in full era.
I said Hov.
Think Rakim.
I said
Think
Hov,
Rakim.
too.
My older brother
Hov.
was from that era, right? He used to tell me all the time, he looks like, yo, Supreme was in one of the early photos with Rakim.
What's
50 Cent was right next to him.
Hold on. But was Supreme trying to rap?
No, because Supreme
that's what I'm
was
saying.
Supreme was too far gone. But,
When did
but
the
would he
drug
take a
dealers
picture
start
with the
wanting to be
rappers?
rappers?
Thank you.
The actual drug dealer
me-
want to be the rapper,
when
not
me-
when
so-
the rapper wants
I would
to
say
be.
from
Mid-90s.
98 to 05,
Yeah,
from
mid-90s.
when Hov started really cooking to that Young Jeezy startup,
y'all all
that's
tripping.
when you seen the
Y'all
drug
think you
dealers.
all-
Because it depends on what you get.
Yeah, because
you
wasn't-
saying drug
wasn't
dealers
Russell
rapping about
Simmons
selling
a-
drugs? Because I could tell you there were many rappers that came before Jay-Z that used to sell
just
drugs
talking
and they
about the-
rap.
Y'all
Because I
talking
was I
about the
read
most
Russell
popular.
Yeah, but
Simmons'
they
book,
wasn't
and he was a
rapping
drug
about it.
dealer.
You
Russell
feel what I'm
Simmons
saying?
was a drug dealer, and it's a that
Ice-T
was happening.
was
He
in
was
the
selling
gang.
weed.
Or we, I mean, whatever it was.
But no, I understand exactly
Yeah,
what
I'm
you're
just saying, like,
but it was
it
like
started from
had
the
a lighter
streets.
stance of being a drug dealer.
Yeah, but
it
he
was
was
the
some
weed
sort of a
at
hustler.
that time.
Leave in the comments what year did drug dealers wanted to start being rappers. Let's
After
go.
Eazy-E.
I'm gonna tell you, 88.
Oh, that's a good one.
After the first album by Everything by Kim, that's when they got a big signed deal for MCA for $800,000. During that time, I used to have all the dealers come to me and say, "Yo, Red, they getting it like that now?" They was shocked because they always thought about saying, "Oh, you just getting a little bit of money. We got the money." But once they heard about that big contract, and then other people start getting similar contracts behind that, oh, they getting it like that now? What's going on? So they opened their eyes.
Paid in full era. That's what I said. Paid in full. Even if they didn't start rapping, as soon as you see a drug dealer in a picture with a rapper, that's it. That's
They wanted
it.
to become producers.
Yeah,
Then.
they
Or
weren't
just-
trying
or
to
just-
rap.
They were
rapping
trying to
yet.
get
They wanted
next
to
to
become
him. They were
Yeah, but
trying
we're
to
talking
get
about
next
saying,
to him.
I want to get on a
Definitely.
record
All right,
and be a
all
rapper.
right. Let's
gotcha.
keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
90s, towards the
The
I guess
Ghetto
we're
Fabulous,
uh-huh.
like I said, around 94, but I said on
Puffin.
Buffing them, lead to Rockefeller. But still, you had on the side the cats for having the streets on lock. Boot Camp Click, was similar to them.
Shout out
so
to
it
Rockman
kept
Smarts.
became a balance. But what had override that the image that Diddy and them and Rockefeller and all of them were portraying was showing that oh, we moving on up, we moving ahead, we going forward. This is what we bring, this is what we have, this is what you gotta believe what it is. We come far from where we started.
Right.
That's what it was. Meanwhile, people such as the Boot Camp Clique and many others similar to them, Wu-Tang just as well.
Right.
They say, no, we still grimy and gritty.
Right.
No, we moved up too, but we still keeping ourselves the same way. We've already got just about the same what you have, or even less, but we still got it.
Right.
So that's when you're looking upon which direction you want to go. You want to be with this, or you want to be with that.
Shout out to Black Sheep.
Wow. So who would you say won that battle? Who would you say won that battle? Or won the people over?
It's a little of both, but I say more towards the glamour.
The Glamour.
Because look how it coming to today's time. People still upholding that image.
Right.
Being glamorous, splurging, showing,
Right.
Where coming a lot of the artists that's on the commercial level today is above the average. They followed that blueprint from what was taking place in that 93, 94.
Right.
That's when Uncle Ralph said too, the shift. He sat in the same
It was
chair.
that shift.
92, he said it shifted
So
immediately.
when you're looking at artists like the Migos or like Khaled, they trying to show and display all how they living. That comes from the Diddy area. Now the true hip hop heads, they still go and carry their own, and they living like that, but they still resonate the streets.
Right.
Dipset still resonate the streets.
Right.
Lock still represent the streets.
Right.
So it became a separation, but they both had grew.
How influential was someone like Big Daddy Kane towards that era?
Big Daddy Kane showed how he's fierce on the mic, but came across in a sophisticated way for it to be appealing to the audience.
And no ladies.
His style, his image, while spitting that fire. That's what it was. When you look at that whole Juice Crew, it was a lot of diversity in the Juice Crew.
Right.
We know how raunchy and raw that Shantae can be. We know how Shan could be. We know how lyrical Coogee Rap could be. Same thing for Kane, but their image was different. Then you had some people that was like, not as mainstream them, but they still can bring it, like a Craig G, like a Master Ace. You know, I'm just naming a few that, you know, they was very diverse in their own way. But Kane, he stand out on his own.
No, I gotta ask, what did y'all think when you saw Kane in the pool
With Naomi
with
Campbell.
Naomi Campbell looking like she about to get crazy with Madonna and her legs in the air? What was
Did
the
you see
thought?
that picture?
Were people like, yo,
That's
yo,
glamour
you see
right
that picture?
there, Red.
That's
You know
the
I seen that
glamour.
picture.
Red, that's
That
not
was the glamour
glamour?
right there.
That's
That was
grimy.
the
That's
glamour.
grimy to you, Red, or that's glamour?
That was the glamour.
That was the glamour for them at that time.
No,
Yeah.
bro, that's beyond some hood nigga shit. Don't do that
Glamorous
to
right
me.
now. That was
But
glamorous right now.
But when that picture hit, was it
Oh,
like,
all right.
he's a rapper though? Like,
He was showing in his own way, say,
In its own way.
in his own way,
Uh-huh.
I moved up with the type of chicks I'm dealing with
Sure,
at
yeah.
this time.
Right,
I'm popping.
This is the chicks that I'm dealing with at that time.
right.
You know?
You know why that picture didn't surprise
Put
me?
it this way, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm being honest.
Sick.
By making that song with Kane calling Mr. Welfare, where it was talking about resonating people from the hood, to him go ahead and taking pictures like that, show that how he was escaping from that to move up to the next thing.
Yeah. So naturally, even if you take Diddy and Hov out, hip hop was gonna progress that way.
It was always in progressive. It's just that it was showing so many different directions. It always showed different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one thing about hip hop, it's everlasting.
Yeah.
Like in the great words what Grandmaster Caz say, hip hop didn't invent anything, it reinvent everything. So that's what it is, and it always went for
supposed to be
different
here tonight.
directions.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he had a venue he had to go to, so he couldn't make it. Of
course he's working.
Precept venue.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.